Well, hey guys, hi, it is Brent Abel from WebTennis.com. Another episode of What's the Right Shot? Jeff Seichmann with the serve. His opponent is Paul Wolf. A recent tournament a few years ago here at the Mission Hills Country Club at the Winter Wilson tennis tournament. Look, so I'm going to stop the video as I did in the image, which is right here. And I'm going to ask you, if you're Jeff Seichmann, what do you think's the right shot to play here? And I want you to think, we always talk about there's two elements to choosing what's the right shot. Number one is going to be shot choice, right? Where do you want the ball to eventually land over there? And number two, what's your next best court position? And lots of times we kind of choose shot choice in reverse in terms of, well, I got to make a shot choice here based on being able to get to a next best court position. So for me, sometimes when you're pulled out wide like this and your opponent is not really compromised in terms of their court position, just hitting a bullet somewhere, you might be able to pull it off, but you might not hit a winner. And you might actually rob yourself of time that Jeff might be, like in this situation right here. So for me, what I think about here and what I want you to start considering is that the right shot choice is not so much up the line, cross court, back in the middle, but is more going to be height above the top of the net. And what does height above the top of the net do for you? Well, it buys you time, right? And I'm not talking about a lob, but I am talking about taking your shot when you're pulled out wide and just thinking about what can you do to get this thing up, right? Get it some clearance so that you create two things. Number one is you create depth, right? And then number two is you create a little bit of time to be able to start to get back into a good court position. And I'm telling you, when you create depth like this, as Jeff has done, where Paul is not giving up his court position, he's going to make sure that he tries to take away time as much as possible from Jeff. Still, this is not an easy pickup to be able to do much with other than let's just get the thing back in play. So that's what I want you thinking there. And look, same thing there. Jeff, once again, pulled out wide. And even though this time he goes more up the line than he did before, he's still thinking about, and this almost looks identical to the first one in terms of he's thinking, I want to get some height to create depth, to make it tough, but to be able to also buy a little bit of time, right, to come back into the court. And here we go. And this is just out hustling, right? And just dumping the ball back into the open court to win the point. And look, guys, this was a long, gut-wrenching 3-set final where these guys played for nearly, if not over 3 hours. And if you take this point right here as a sample point in the match, if you don't embrace fitness as a huge foundation of your game, then you got no choice. And again, or I should say you got no chance. Again, this is the finals of a tournament, meaning that this is probably the 5th or 6th match these guys had to play during the week in just a singles event. I don't remember if Jeff played doubles, but Paul, I'm sure, played doubles in this event. So if you had another 4 or 5 matches, we're talking about double digits in terms of matches, potential double digits. And to be able to play this kind of point for 3 hours in the finals at the end of the week, man, you had better embrace fitness big time. If you're serious about ever competing at a higher skill level. All right, guys, look, what I'm going to do is play this point in real time for you. Then I'll do a slow-mo version and would love to hear what's on your mind. Either remark, question, comment down below in the comments area. Let me know, or you can keep it private and just shoot me an email Brent@webtennis.com. Guys, that's it for me today. Time for all of us to get out there, help someone else have a spectacular day. Guys, I'll see you again next time. Well, hey, it is Brent back here with you. Really hope you enjoyed this episode of What's the Right Shot. And yeah, if you're still trying to figure out your one-handed backhand slice, your underspin drive, right, where it's not floating and sitting up for your opponent, then what I've got for you is a course I want you to check out below. There is a link down below in the description area that will take you to an information page, because there's really 3 habits that we've got to have on this backhand slice. Especially for something like this where we just saw it, where you're taken out wide and maybe you want to play a little dropper off of it. Here are a couple of points from a match I played a while ago. And look, if you think you always have to topspin a backhand passing shot, you don't. And here are a couple examples of how you can actually play a really controlled slice underneath your opponent and be good. So look, if you want some help with the slice backhand, down below, there's a link. Click it, and it'll take you to an information page, and you get a lot more details on what's in the course. And there are several bonus courses in the package as well. Any questions? Brent@webtennis.com.